Have a great show.
Thank you.
Thank you. Hello, 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 everybody. Coach Hadassah here with,
Coach Cotton. Hi, everyone.
and welcome to the Coach's Corner, where we help you get to the next level. So, Coach Cotton, what we talking about today? What's going on?
Oh,
How you doing? How you be?
anytime I'm joined with you, I be fine. I be okay, right? But I'm doing good, Coach. I'm over here enjoying everything. And let me see if I step back. I hear that a little bit of that feedback, but we're gonna get it tight and right. But I'm doing good. It's a great day.
Good, good. Yeah, it's you know what? I'm surprised that I'm still going after last night's vision board party.
Right, right.
I mean, we really did do a vision board lock in.
It was the vision board shut in. Yes.
Yeah, that's what we did, a vision board shut in. I know that it was like 4 in the morning when I finally laid it down, and I woke up just automatically. And because I'm telling you, it's like 3 4 hours tops for me with sleeping. And
Wow.
I woke up, it was 7:13.
Mm, mm, mm.
So that's how much sleep I have had. And so I'm gonna go to bed early. I mean, not early, but at a decent time tonight.
I'm
But
with you. I gotta go to bed because I hopped off with y'all to join another call at like 12:30 in the morning. And then we didn't get done with that call till like a quarter to two. Then after that, I was like, I can't go back to the vision board party. I gotta lay down. As soon as I laid down, the trade idea started coming through. So I jumped up and started trading.
right. And listen, that's what Brian said to me. He was like, "Okay, mom, so are you gonna get up?" I said, "Yes, I am going to bed by 10, no later than 11:30, so that I would be up, for London sessions, trade ideas, all of that." He said, "You have to come up here." I said, "Okay, yes, yes, I will be up at
Yeah.
2 a.m. And so I have to go to bed at like 10, 11. Like I can't play tonight
Mm.
because
Oh,
we
you
start
definitely can.
playing.
Now
Yeah,
that London session, because it's like at 3 a.m. Ooh,
yes.
we be in
And so
there with
that's
two
2 hours.
pieces in our eye. What?
Yeah, yeah. And so that's it. It's three for you, but I'm on Central, so that's 2 o'clock. 2 o'clock in the morning for me. So yep, I have to be up because we started our trading
I
plan
got you,
too.
Nigel. Hollywood trying to ask you a question, Coach. Can you hear him on the Zoom?
Oh, okay. I have to do this real quick. Okay, yes, I can hear you now.
Coach Hadassah, I'm just trying to make sure I heard you right. Were you saying Ryan wanted
Let me tell you about Ryan. He does not play. He a tourist. He don't play when it comes to his money. He, he's gonna get all his pip coins. Look,
Uh-huh.
the pip coins. Okay, so yeah, look, he finished the book. He finished his and he said he was gonna read it again, but he finished it, trading in his own. Let's see,
Mm-hmm.
okay, there you go. Yeah, there's the light alone. And
Yes,
so
yes.
so that I can read it. And he keep asking me, "Mom, did you start yet?" I'm like, "You just gave it to me Sunday." Gee, it's like there's a lot going on. Hold
Mm-hmm.
on. But yeah, I'm about to start reading this, and yeah, he's up, and he'll tell me, he's like, "Okay, I got to take a nap, and then I have to go to bed at this time because I need to be up at 2 for the London session and to get
Mm-hmm.
the trade ideas." He's on it. He don't play. 16. Yes, yes.
Wow. I'm with Brian. I'm right there with him. I'm like Asian, New York, London session. I'm a part of all of them if I can be.
Uh-huh.
But that London session is one. It's for you. Got to be really, really serious.
Yeah, you do. But you know what? The London session likes me. And so I
Really.
like the London session because it
Mhm.
likes me. I
Mhm.
mean, and I noticed that. I tried the it's like the London session and the New York session.
Yeah.
So whatever it is, and you know what? I understand it from a standpoint of energy, because of course money, energy, currency, right?
Mhm.
So I have higher energy during those times.
Right.
Like when I wake up until about, I would say at least to about 3. And then my energy kind of starts to wane down a bit. And so I noticed that with trading, like I've tried all of the sessions, but I don't do so well in the later sessions.
Right. Okay.
Yep. And so I just have to, kind of count that towards my energy. Like, yeah, I'm more high energy
In
during
the
the day.
morning, early,
Yeah, in
early.
the
Yeah.
morning. And so you just that's what the thing you have to do. You have to find your happy medium, like what works for you.
Mhm.
So London and New York works for me and my energy. So yeah, that's up. So we got Tay. Tay is here in the building. Hey Tay the
Hey,
Great.
Tay. I called
Yes.
Tay the baby. I don't know why. When Tay told me how old she was, I was like, well, you're still a baby to me. But I thought she was like teenager, like her face so young. But I'm like, you still a baby to me.
Yeah, she's young. And yeah, when I found out how old she is, so she's the same age as my eldest son.
Mhm.
Yeah, they're the same. They're the same age. 'Cause, yeah, with her age, she just turned the age that she is, and
Right.
he'll be, the same age next month because his birthday is in May. So
Mm.
yeah, they're the same age. Hmm.
But we got a good show today, Coach Hadassah. So we're gonna get it started. We're not gonna delay because we have a video that I think is very interesting. The name of this video is called Five Signs That Your Job May Be Toxic. And it's
Mm.
just a great video and topic for us to discuss on evening motivation, right? Because what it says to us, it asks some very thought-provoking questions, right? And when I watched the video, I was like, I could relate when I was in the workforce. And
Hmm.
each of the five signs, I was like, yep, 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 yep. And then I finally was like, well, I'm glad I'm delivered, Lord. So I'm out of
Right?
there.
Yes.
So
Yes.
we're gonna start this video. You good with that?
Uh-huh. Yeah. Uh-huh.
Right. So I'm gonna go ahead
So
and
what's the
share
name
this.
of the video again?
Five signs that your job may be toxic.
Okay, y'all look. I hope y'all taking notes. 5
Mm,
signs that your job may be toxic.
right.
So if you can, because you might be driving, listening in or something like that. But if not, take notes. 5 signs that your job might be toxic. And look here I am sitting here with a notepad, knowing I work for myself.
Right, 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 right. But you know
My
what?
job might be right.
You might be toxic. Like your workplace
I might be
environment.
toxic. Let me make sure I'm not making myself toxic on my job.
Yeah, so look, and then I'm reading the title again and it says your workplace, but I just put job in there. But then it also say and when it's time to quit. So you guys, this is gonna be good.
Yes. All
It's
right.
gonna be phenomenal.
Cue the
Let
tape.
me let me make sure I got this audio on here really good. Hold on one second. Here we go. Okay, share sign is on. Okay. Just doing my double check, y'all.
Do you ever get into work and you've got that feeling in your heart that your time is up, in the sense that you want to do something else? Maybe you want to go create your own business now. Maybe you want to jump into a whole different career. If so, before you make that decision today, I want to share with you 5 sure signs that your workplace may be toxic right now. And one of the things I'll say before I reveal these 5 signs is remember, most of your life will be spent working. So bearing that in mind, if you don't love what you do, you're going to spend most of your life dissatisfied, unhappy. And I'm sure that's the last thing you want. So you got to ask yourself, are you going to just sit on this pain and just not take action? Because if so, you're going to live a miserable life. The choice is yours. And so if your workplace falls under these 5 categories of 5 signs, I want this to be a wake-up call for you today. So make sure to pay close attention, especially to the final point. Without further ado, let's go on to the first sign. It doesn't feel H2H. Do you ever feel that feeling when you're at work? You feel like one of those robotic checkouts that you're now seeing in grocery stores. You feel like your manager treats you like a freaking robot. Go do this, go do that. Hey, have you done this yet? Checking up on you. You just feel like you're not a human being. What H2H stands for is human to human. I believe today the best businesses that grow at a rate that we've not seen before, they grow because people want today transparency. People are driven today not by just companies just want to make a load of money. People are driven today by companies that have got a core why. Companies that's actually designed to help people, not just take a load of money from people. Isn't that true? Now, if your manager doesn't make you feel like you're a human being, well, like you're not going to give it everything you've got. And that's why the first sign is you don't feel like you're in a H2H business. And that is the first sign. So ask yourself, do you feel like that right now? Do you feel like you're a robot, or do you feel like you're really connected with your manager? Let's go on to the second sign, which is you get bullied. Now, I'm not talking about joking around bullying, right? That's fine. Just a little joking around. You're just kidding. There's sarcasm. That's okay every now and then, isn't it? I'm talking about when your managers make you feel small. Now, let me ask you, can you resonate with this? How when you begin a new job, you're like inspired, you're like ready, and you're ready to climb up the ranks, right? You're just driven in that sense. But then if you're in the wrong position or wrong job or wrong business, sometimes the managers, they literally make you feel so small. They bully you until you feel like, I have to stay because I've got no other option. You feel like sometimes your boss is even implying that subconsciously, how they say, you know what, if you were to go anywhere else, you probably would be lucky to find a job, or you're so special to be in this position. You're so lucky I picked you. If you get any of those subconscious signals from your manager, you've got to really begin to question whether or not you're in the right job right now. And I'm not doing this so you make a rational decision, because at the end of the day, your life is for you to live. But what I'm saying is, if you aren't satisfied and you feel like, yeah, actually, I just don't really get along with your manager, you got to really ask yourself, when is now the right time for you to make that bold decision? Because if you look at any great leaders, what do they all have in common? The ability to make bold decisions. So ask yourself, in regards to the second sign, is that true for you? Does it ring a bell? Now, let's go on to the third sign. It's in regards to complaining. Do you ever feel like when you get to work, everybody around you, in your environment, in your workplace, complains every single day? When the weather's hot, they're complaining the weather's too hot. When the weather's cold, they complain it's too cold. They never seem to be satisfied. When the customers come in to be served, they're just saying, oh, back chatting behind customers. And you feel the need to gossip as well about the customers, about the managers, about the bad weather, because you're in the contagious environment of gossiping, of negativity, of complaining. And one of the problems with complaining is this. Complaining is almost like holding a garbage magnet that attracts garbage. Meaning garbage in, garbage out every single day, right? If you're working 9-to-5 job, Monday to Friday, think about it. Most of your life will be filtering garbage, other people's shit on a day-to-day basis. So you come home wanting to work in your own business or do something that's fun with your loved ones, but you're drained, mentally drained, not so much physically drained because of other people's shit and all of that negativity. If that's something you can resonate with, that is a sure sign, by the way. That's the first sign that it is a toxic workplace. Now, let's go on to the fourth sign, which is poor communication. Now, let me ask you right now, do you feel like your manager is giving you that great communication in regards to you feel like you know the inner workings of the company? Or do you feel like they hide information from you? not in regards to, for example, private information that they should only be sharing with CEO, but it feels like to you that they're holding back information that you should know because maybe they're just so protective of their position and maybe they're coming from a scarcity mindset themselves that they don't want to share other stuff just in case you get their position. Do you ever feel like that? Or do you ever feel like, for example, they're holding back something from you and they're not communicating well, therefore you're making mistakes because they haven't communicated you with total transparency? If so, that is the fourth sign you've got to ask yourself right now. Does this resonate on any level? You feel like there's bad communication in your workplace, therefore you'll find yourself, you're constantly tripping out because you're just lacking that clarity that you want in order for you to thrive and work up the ranks. Because that's a fourth sign. Ask yourself, does that resonate? Now, let's go on to the final sign. The fifth sign is the most important. You can feel it in your heart. You can feel it in your heart. You know, I believe your intuition knows. It just knows. You look at any great entrepreneurs, any great legends. What do they say? They don't say follow your head and go do it. What do they say? Follow your intuition, follow your gut. Steve Jobs, the legend Steve Jobs, he's often heard saying how you cannot connect the dots looking forwards. You can only connect the dots looking backwards. So you have to trust what will happen for a reason. And I want you to realize this: if you've got a gut intuition, there's some sort of heart feeling that's screaming out to you to just take that leap of faith. You got to ask yourself, when is now the right time? Because that is the fifth sign. If your heart is saying so, and you can feel it in your heart, it is time to take action. And of course, this is down to you, but these are the 5 signs that your workplace is toxic. So you've got a decision to make. Do you change the environment you're in, or do you stay in there and be full of possible regrets in the future? Make the wise decision yourself. It's your life to live after all. But I hope you found this video helpful. If you believe other people would benefit, your loved ones, even colleagues or friends would benefit, be sure to share it with a couple of your friends, because I believe life is all about giving. As a great saying goes, give more of what you want. The more you give, the more you shall receive. And be sure to like this video if you like this video, and comment below in regards to any questions, feedback you may have. And as always, Insider, follow your heart, my friend, and take action. And let's go create the life you're truly born to live. I'll see you on the next video soon. Take care.
That was a great video.
That was really, really good.
That was good.
Hi, Miss
So-
Vivian. How are you? I see Miss Vivian on Zoom. Wanted to acknowledge her. Thank you for joining. Wonderful.
And we have Doris. Hey Doris. Over on Zoom.
Hi.
And then Joe has joined us on stream on Facebook.
Hi, Linda.
So that's wonderful. Okay, let's break this down. Let's break down these five signs
Yes.
that you are working in a toxic work environment,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Coach, you want to take one?
That's what I was about to say. I'm like, you want to take number one?
Well, you know what? See, you know what? Y'all know I'm about to go into auntie mode. This is real live. Y'all saw.
Hey.
Y'all about to see me really.
Now you know how I do with real life on camera.
Right.
I mean, it is what it is. Life happens. Look, she had to put herself on mute. So while I'm over here eating these gummy fruit snacks. But listen. Okay, so while she's doing auntie duties, let's go into number 1. So it doesn't feel like what he called H2H. Mm-hmm. So H2H is human to human. So it doesn't feel human to human.
Right.
And he said this is where like companies. Now, people love to work for companies that have that H2H or their human to human connection.
Yeah.
Look, this is the reason why people love working at Chick-fil-A,
Right.
right? Okay, there we go. I'm sorry, you guys. That's my connection. We good? Yeah, we good now.
You guys, can you hear me?
Okay.
Coach.
I think of companies like
Okay. Can you guys hear Coach? Okay.
are we back? Cause yeah, the
Coach
connection's acting
Hadassah.
crazy.
Coach, can you hear? We can't hear you on Zoom.
Okay, hold on. Oh, okay. All right, there we go.
There
Yeah,
we go.
my connection nuts. It went nuts. I apologize for that. So so as I was saying, with these human to human connections, it doesn't feel that way in the work environment. So that's one of the signs. So I think about I'm gonna shed light on some companies that do have that human to human connection, like Chick-fil-A. A lot, look, people love going to Chick-fil-A. People
Yeah.
like working at Chick-fil-A. Why is that? Because they have that human to human connection. I mean, I've seen so many little videos on going on social media because of how how the customer service, makes you feel when you're ordering your food. It's this one video. Oh my gosh, it was so funny where the man was there in the drive-through, and he had like a baby in the back seat, and so you had the Chick-fil-A. He was acting as both parts. So you had the when he was acting as the Chick-fil-A person, he was just like he was cleaning his windshield wipers. He changed his oil, and then the baby started crying in the back seat. Next thing you know, he was in the back seat, had put the baby to sleep. I mean, it was just so funny. But they was just saying all that because it's like that's how Chick-fil-A customer service make you feel, like you are supported. Like you are taken care of. And all you're doing is going to buy a chicken sandwich and some fries. Right? So that's that human to human connection. So they're really big on customer service, human to human connection, and then being closed on Sundays because yeah, because people they have to spend time with their families, and they are really big on I don't I'll say values and beliefs, right? So it's like that's why you will never find a Chick-fil-A open on Sundays anywhere. They really stick to that principle of 6 days a week and a day of rest. They stick to that principle. And so that's why they're so successful, right? So they have that human to human connection. And
Absolutely.
so um um companies that don't have that, they don't have core values, they don't have a why, and you're just there like another number, uh robotic. They don't care what you're going through, how you feel, any of those things. If you're having some health issues, it doesn't matter, and you can croak and your job position will be filled the
And
next day,
they right.
but your family can't get you back. So those are things that you have to think about if you're in a work environment like that. So do you want to say something to that, number one, or do you want to go to number two?
I did everything you said about number one. I actually have been a part of that workforce and that environment, and I definitely felt that way a lot of times working in corporate America because you really are a robot. And the thing about it is that a lot of upper or higher management don't even look at you as a person. You're either a number, or you're just a body. For them to just push you out there, have you on the front line, and then they can go, do whatever they're gonna do, and have really no regard for the people on the front line. And so I like the fact that you use Chick-fil-A as an example, because they do demonstrate more of that human to human contact, that connection. They build those relationships. But in other industries, you don't get that so much. And so I agree with that. Yeah, everything you said. And I'll move on to number two about getting bullied. Experienced this before too, y'all. So, and it's not like being bullied. Again, people can joke at work or, make little side comments, sarcasm. You're going to get that pretty much in any industry you're in. But what the gentleman said in the video, he said, your job isn't your life to live. And that was key, because it made me think about, Coach, that when we go to work for somebody, we give them 1,000% for a paycheck that's not even enough. And then if it's enough, the paycheck is what I'm referring to. The time is so, taken away from your family, right? So you're sacrificing on one end or the other, whether you get the great paycheck, but now you don't have time, or all your time is spent at home and your paycheck is not enough. And so when he said your job isn't your life to live, we got to understand that. And we got to start thinking about other alternatives where we don't have to dedicate and devote our life and lifestyle to one company, to our place of work. That's not how it is. And, managers, upper management, they will take advantage of an employee. So they will make you feel guilty. Again, like you were saying, if you have to leave on emergency or do something unexpected comes up, you feel torn because you feel like, will I have a job if I come back? If I want to come back because I have to leave, or, they make me feel guilty because I can't go and I need to go, or if I want to take vacation to now spend the time that I've accrued on this job with my family. It's blackout days. Where they do this at? You know what I'm saying? Like, who gives you the right days that I've earned? You telling me no, I can't take them on the days that I want to take them. Like, it just makes no sense. And then, that's how they take advantage of you, or they'll require or request, I'll use it like that. Hey, can you stay late? So-and-so didn't come in on time, or they're going to run late. So, and you going, I've been here for 10 hours. I have a family too. I got things I have to do. But then now you're feeling that guilt of, do I want to leave the company up in in some type of chaos, or do I leave my family in chaos? Like, who suffers? And most people, which is very sad, I will say that they'll stay later on their job, and the family sacrifice, right?
Yep.
And so, yeah.
Yep. I never worked in corporate America, or like, I started self-employed. Right? I started self-employed because I had a trade. However, my husband is a teacher. It's not corporate America, but they're teaching you how to go out there and be in corporate America or in any other job. That's what school is for. Right. That's really what it's for. It's not to really help you to, be personal development and grow, and financial literacy, the things that you really truly need. Those two things are what is going to help you in life. And so they make sure that they don't have that. They teach you the information and information on how to do specific jobs, or
Mm-hmm.
a job. And the whole setup is really it's training you to put you out there in that environment like that. So if you've been in it for 13 years through 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 education, then you're used to that same environment, and then now you're just on this hamster wheel, where before it was like, okay, you wasn't getting paid for it,
Mm-hmm.
right, for 13 years of your life. And then you go in that environment, and now you're getting paid, but you still feel like it's not enough. And then you almost feel like, well, I kind of did this for free for years. And so,
Right.
what to do now? I'm getting paid for this type of this thing in this environment. But that's really what it's for. It's training you up for
Mm-hmm.
that environment and for that world.
Right.
And I would say that because I didn't work in that environment. And then even when I did, like girl, child, I tried to work retail. I was in there for 2 weeks and walked out. I was like, y'all crazy. Bye. Like, what? Look, what y'all trying to pay me for 4 hours? I could have did in 45 minutes to an hour. I'm
Right.
like, I'm out of here. I mean, but of course I did that because that was a part-time job that I took just to, you know, I don't know. Well, I know the situation. I was in the situation, and I was like, "Ooh, I don't want to be in that situation again." So that's why I took that job. But when I thought, I was trained with being big on numbers and timing. Money and
Okay.
timing always align. So I was like, $35 for 4 hours versus $35 for about no $40 for 40 minutes.
Mm.
Um, I'm gone. Bye. So, but I can understand, and then as a matter of fact, it's like I could do this at home,
Mhm.
right?
Mhm.
With my children there and everything. I don't have to. So, but I can understand, um, the reasons why people would put up with that. Put up with that thing, put up with that treatment, because you're like, okay, how I'm gonna feed my family, if I'm gonna, am I gonna find another job, and will it be the pay or whatever? So then people just really put up with a lot when it comes to that,
Right.
and so I empathize with it, even though I didn't experience it. I didn't get it because in my mind, I'm just like, okay, go to do something else.
Right.
Like, really, go do something else. Like, you deserve better, and go get it. Where but if you don't if you don't have that knowledge or been trained in a way or whatever to know that you can do more, right? You can get more in that time. Like, say for instance, when I learned that people speak for 2 hours and get paid tens of thousands of dollars for talking for 2 hours, I was like, what? Really? Okay. But many people don't know that. And then even further, what we learned about what you can get in the Forex market. It's
Right.
like, you mean I can do this from my bed and make this kind of money? But when you don't have that information, you just kind of you just kind of go along and
I think. Okay. Coach, I think your signal is fading. Okay. Can you guys hear Coach Hadassah? Okay. I think her connection's going in and out. Coach, if you can hear me, I think it's going in and out. The signal. Hmm. Yes. What she said. You guys, life is happening all. But yeah, so we'll keep it going. Oh well, there goes Coach right there. Coach, can you hear us?
Okay, I think I'm back.
Yeah,
Am I back? Okay, I see I'm back on StreamYard. Am I back on Zoom?
can you guys hear Coach on Zoom? I can hear you.
Okay. All right. Great. Today would be the day that my internet just want to act totally crazy. Like all the way crazy.
Right.
Okay. So uh 3. Did you go into 3?
No, I didn't go 3. I had started. I was gonna let you pick up 3 and I get 4 and you do 5.
Okay, so then 3, bad attitude, complaining, the gossiping, the negativity. What you have to say to that?
Mm-hmm. So with the bad attitude part of it, I mean, I feel like with that one, that's anywhere. You're gonna have some negative Nancy's, you're gonna have some negative Nathans, or people who that's an individual thing. When I look at that, people who will bring in their outside personal problems into the workplace, and then, or if they're dissatisfied with the company they're working for, and it will filter over into other people because we all know the saying that misery loves company, and people like to get other party members to join in on their party. Like, who wants to be in a party by themselves? So they'll start going around to other people to get them to join this bandwagon to now speak negatively or to complain, have a bad attitude about whether it's the company or somebody within the organization. And it really just starts with that person being dissatisfied and discontent with themselves and what they do. Because I always make a huge joke and I tell my mama like, shit, you got to be delivered from that. But I'm like, I really try not to have issues with, like the front line because I've been a front line before. But then there are just some people who you just got to be like, look, sweetheart, I didn't apply to McDonald's for you. I did not apply to the uh the mall for you. Why are you taking it out on me? I just want my food, right? But it's your problem, right? And there's no service because they're upset and had a bad day, or supervisor got on to them about something like. But all of these scenarios are something that me as a customer I wouldn't know, but then I'm the one who get the smoke, right? I catch the heat for it. And I'm going, why is that in that customer service world? Why do we, I think Coach fell out of you guys, but why do we feel like it's our fault if it's on that company or on that, cashier or that customer service person? And, we got to keep that in consideration. So I'm always going, I try to go a little bit deeper and more in depth with the fact that I know it's not me. I come to this same Dunkin' Donuts daily or the same Starbucks. And, I know it's nothing that I'm doing. I'm not the difficult customer. And, but I'll be treated a certain way just because that particular person is just not happy or just not satisfied with their overall situation or with their, maybe it's with the job itself. And, when that discontentment or dissatisfaction set in, then guess what happens? We'll tend to allow it to filter over. And so when I'm doing my move on, so that's bad attitude. But I do. And one thing I will speak on about bad attitude, what the gentleman said from the video, he said that it's like you handling others people garbage, and I thought that was just first I was like, ugh, disgusting. I kind of cringed a little bit, but that's exactly what it is because now you're carrying the stench and stink of someone else's issue, someone else's problem. And if you allow yourself to now become in camaraderie with that murmuring, complaining, then you are part of that. And so, and especially I used to find so I worked customer service. Oh my goodness, I was super young, like maybe 16, 17. I worked customer service and I worked in a collections agency. And in those environments, you will see a lot of that type of complaining and how it would just be a cancer throughout the entire organization, throughout the floor, the sales floor, because it just takes one person to come in and upset everybody and begin to now talk negative about so-and-so or talk negative about the company. And then people, I don't even know if they do it innocently or intentionally. It may be a mixture of both. But now they'll start to talk and complain and murmur. And it's just like you are carrying that stench and that stink of other people's garbage. And it's exhausting. So by the time you get home, you don't even have nothing to give to your family. And then you brought that home with you. So let's say hubby or wifey, kids could have a great day. Here you come in the door because you're so physically drained now from all the negativity and all the discontentment and dissatisfaction. You done brought that energy home to your household. So now you're complaining the why the trash ain't taken out, why the dog ain't fed, what did you do your homework, and now you just own everybody because now that negative spirit has jumped on you, right? And so I just want to say that about bad attitude as we wait on Coach come in. Coach, is that you back? I think that's okay. Yeah, I see you back on Zoom. I don't see you on StreamYard though, but. So I was wrapping up bad attitude. You want to go ahead over into poor communication, number 4? Mm-hmm.
You have to communicate effectively.
Mm-hmm.
You have to speak directly. You know, um, because if we don't, we have misunderstandings that we can just deaden all of that just with effective communication.
Right.
But then, just like he was saying in that video, if you have people who are, especially those, those bosses or, say like your colleagues or co-workers or whatever, because, for whatever reason, I don't know, maybe they're trying to take your spot. Maybe they're trying to get your job or, your position or maybe they just don't like you and you don't even know why. I mean, just all of this stuff that really, again, you have this workplace environment, and then when people bring their own, things or issues or whatever to the workplace environment, and you don't know why they're doing what it is that they're doing. I've heard stories. I mean, of course, we're coaches, so we deal with stuff like this. People who have had, have jobs and they're worried about their position and all of that because of a coworker or a supervisor or a manager or, whatever boss. And if they don't want them in that position anymore, then they'll do things like sabotage through poor communication so that this person can, get rolled up or be insubordinate or whatever in order to get them out. Because, I mean, it's just not like you just go in and say, okay, I'm fired. You're fired. It has to be so many write-ups and all of that. And they can end up doing that just by withholding very pertinent information that is, is pertinent to their jobs. So that's, I mean, that's toxic. That's all I can say is like that's toxic. That's really toxic. And if you're experiencing something like that, it, and especially when you don't get any resolve. If you go to who, because here's the thing about complaints. Now I know that's with number three, but that kind of spills over into that poor communication or no communication, because complaints, like, yeah, we have them. If I ordered, that's if I put in an order and then it's not what I ordered, then I can tell them, hey, I ordered a chicken sandwich and this is a burger.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, fix this. I don't have to be irate about it, but just, oh, I didn't order that. I ordered this, and then they take care of it. Or if the service was poor, oh, this was really bad service, and don't have to be irate about it or anything like that. But I'm just that, hey, this was not up to par. This was bad service. Correct that, comp me, do whatever it is that needs to be done, but just do better next time when we're done with it. Well, that's room for complaints, and there's a way to handle that. But like, say for instance, if I take that complaint to where I'm supposed to take it to, and then they don't do anything about it, now that's a problem. That's a huge problem. So if you find that things like that are happening, you're taking, things going on the job, the poor communication, you're taking the complaints to the proper place, and then it's not being handled. And this is going over here, this is going on over here, that's going on over there. Nobody's communicating properly or effectively. I mean, it's time to reevaluate some things and see, like, what's the real deal. Because a lot of times it could be that you have overstayed your welcome on that particular job. It may be time for you to do something else, but because you feel like you're comfortable, in which you're not, that kind of that's about to really spill over into number 5. You feel like you're comfortable, but you're not comfortable. You just don't want to do something else. You don't want to do something new. You don't want to start over. You have this fear or this doubt or, whatever, of just embarking on the next chapter in your life. You will be pushed out. It'll be a whole lot of things start happening on the job to get you out of there. And if you don't make the moves that you need to make, the moves will be made for you.
Yeah. Absolutely. I want to answer with you, Coach. We're going to be number 5 because we're going to just we got about 10 minutes to get out of here. So yes, absolutely what you're saying. You know when it's time for you to go. And sometimes we'll sit here and we'll know something, but whatever is keeping us home, keeping us imprisoned with that position or their job, whether it's the money, because we feel like, what's the other alternative? Like, what else can I do? I need this, and that will become very dependent upon an employer or dependent upon a government system or something like that. We feel like we're stuck here, and so now we got to endure it. But we already know within our heart that it's time to leave. And like the gentleman said on the video, he said, legends, they don't say follow your head, they say follow your heart. And so you know when it's time for you to separate. It shouldn't take you now getting out of character because you were exploding on everybody. You're on empty because you're just so tired of it, of the job or whatnot. Like what's happening today. Meet Barack, everybody. That's my pit bull. Rescue. Thank you. You guys just got introduced to Bubba. But anyway, yeah. So people need to stop being so dependent and keeping themselves in prison with something they know and they've been knew that a long time ago they should be separated from something. And one quote of two things that he said that really just resonated with me. And again, I've experienced this, and I had to make a decision. He said, You gotta just make a decision, especially when you know that your time is up, your season is over. And what I found out, coaches, that the more you make yourself stay, and that's with any relationship, any partnership, any business organization that you may be a part of or involved with. If you stay past your time, if you have outworn your welcome, things just become chaos. There's so much aggravation and agitation that people have stopped speaking to each other over not knowing when to separate, not knowing when to leave. So we just got to remember that we got to make a decision. We got to make the best decision for us. Yes, it may be something that you fear. It may be scary. It may be you may be saying, what I'm going to do. But you got to have that faith to know that the Lord will provide something else for you, right? And you may have to just go ahead and sever ties and disconnect and detach from that situation or that person or that job or that company that has you feeling like it's time for me to go, and it's really getting bad. I think about Lot and Abraham. I'm not even gonna get into the story, but he had to separate, and that's the point that I'm making. And he knew, one, he knew because God had told him that, hey, you have to separate from all of your kindred, right? And you separate, depart from them. And he was disobedient, and out of the disobedience, fallouts happen. Everybody's all in this, disruption in the family. And, until then he had to put his foot down and make a decision, right? To really detach, disconnect, and separate. And the gentleman said, and this is the last thing I'm gonna say on this point about feel it in your heart. He said, give more of what you want. Give more of what you want to receive. And that just hit home with me because sometimes we'll settle for less out of fear, out of just being familiar, right? Coach, I know you can preach on this, and I want you just to touch on it really quick. But we gotta give more of what we want and give more of what we want to receive, and stop settling and being in places where we should have been walked away from. Coach, touch on that for like 2 minutes. 2 minutes.
Right. But yes, it's true. You I'll touch on that as far as what it does to your health. This is Monday, right? It's Man Your Business Monday, but more so Mental Health Monday, and all of this has to do with mental health. What we do in our work day, like he started out with that in the beginning, that most of our life will be spent working. We have 24 hours in a day and night, 12 hours a day, 12 hours night, and 8 out of 12 hours is spent on a job, and possibly 2 hours in a commute, an hour there and an hour back. So we're talking about 10 hours dedicated towards working, and getting there and getting back from work. So then you got 2 hours of the day left, and then the rest of it is night, and you're trying to unwind and then get prepared for the next day of work. So it's really revolving around work. So if you're dealing with these toxic things, in the toxic work environments and things like that, and it's unhealthy for you, what is it doing to your body? We're made up of over like 75% water. And when you do, you just search it on YouTube, the water experiment, and see what happened with the water. And so when our bodies are made in that same way, and the molecules and all of that, that is affecting our health, the very cells and DNA of our body. And so the only thing that we can really truly control is our self-control. And so you have to ask that question, what are you going to do for your health's sake?
Right, for your health's sake.
Yeah, for your health's sake. So you have to get out of those toxic environments. You have to plan. Ain't nobody just telling you to go quit your job today and you don't have a a plan, a way out, but that's what we're here for as coaches, again, helping you get to that next level, right? And so but you have to make a choice, because again, you sit up there, you go crazy, croak out, stroke out, or whatever, they will replace your butt in a heartbeat and do it to somebody else. Don't you do that to yourself. Do not settle for less. You are valuable. Okay. And they know that too. but they trying to make you think that you're not, but you are, because if you wasn't, they wouldn't be trying to bully you or make you feel small or whatever in order for you to stay and collect them little pennies.
And that's a strategy. And we can't even get into that right now because we have like 4 minutes. But that's a strategy that corporate America uses. And on another show, when we talk about this workplace topic,
oh, come on now.
We're going to definitely touch on that because I was almost.
We need to know what corporate America is.
Right. And so, Coach, now with that being said, close us out on the Coach's Corner with the Young Guns that starts at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. Go ahead and lead us into that. And that's the next call tonight with the Facebook.
All righty. Well, my internet connection acted crazy, so I didn't hear the last part, but I know it was good. Oh, yes. So look, tonight is the Young Guns program, and I'm about to put that banner up to scroll across now. So you want to meet us on the there it goes. Youth Eastern. So on Mondays, we really do an overview of what the Young Guns program is. So you want to meet us at newmembers.org, and the password is ICON. Again, that's newmembers.org, and the password is ICON. And again, it's an overview of our youth entrepreneurship and development program that is spearheaded by our CFO and co-founder, Adrian Dynamite Sloan. All right, so we're about to head over there now. It's about to start in 2 minutes. So join us because, you know, hey, wisdom and knowledge is the stability of our times and the strength of our salvation. And when we're passing down generational wealth, what we're actually doing is passing down the information that is in our heads, right? So we're giving this knowledge so that, listen, we can all be free and do what it is that we were called and purposed to do on this earth. All right. So thank you for tuning in to the Coach's Corner. We will see you over in the Young Guns program. And then we'll also see you again on Wednesday, right? For Wednesday's Coach's Corner. So you guys take care. Have a wonderful evening.
Bye.
Thank you so much. Really appreciate the information.
Yes.
Thank you. You're welcome.
Good night.
Good night.